Your Majesty, there's a trader from Persia who has a complaint and seeks audience.
All right, Man Singh ji. Please let him in.
Shamsher Singh, please enter the court.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Welcome. I hear you have come all the way from Persia. How do you like this country? Are you enjoying your stay here? What can I do for you?
My apologies, Your Majesty. It's my first trip here, but I really haven't been able to enjoy my stay in this country, as I'm nearly ruined if you don't help me.
Ruined? How? And why? Tell me, what's the problem?
Your Majesty, I'm a trader from Persia. I came to this country carrying goods worth 1,000 gold coins, including some precious woolens and handcrafted materials.
Sir, what is the problem? You are not getting the price you wanted for your goods? Yes, Indian merchants are very good at bargaining, I'm afraid.
No, Your Majesty, that's not what the problem is. I met up with an Indian merchant when I was leaving Persia, who was on his way back to India. He offered me the use of his mules, as he was returning after a successful trip to Persia, having sold off all his goods.
Yes, go on.
Your Majesty, after we reached Agra, this man refused to give me my goods and is now claiming them to be his. I don't know what to do. I have very little stuff left with me. I could probably sell them and get enough money to go back to my own country. But I will never be able to do business again unless I recover my goods or the money.
If what you say is true, I'm really ashamed of this dreadful act of betrayal by a person of my kingdom. But don't you worry. We shall sort this matter out. Tell us, who is this trader? Do you know where he stays?
Yes, Your Majesty. His name is Dilawar, and I can tell you where he stays.
Guards, go to the dress and escort this Dilawar to the court.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Tell me, do you know this man?
Yes, Your Majesty. I know him. He is Shamsher Singh from Persia.
Oh, so you do know him. Why have you cheated this man out of his goods?
I'm sorry, Your Majesty, but that is not true. I haven't cheated him. The goods you speak about are mine. When I was leaving for Agra from Persia, this man came up to me and asked me if he could travel with me. He said he wanted to come and see our country, and he didn't know the way. As I was returning from Persia with some goods I purchased there, I said yes.
No, Your Majesty, that's not true. He didn't have any goods with him. He told me he lost all his money gambling in Persia. He offered the use of his mules at a low cost to me, saying I would save money. Besides, he needed the money to get back to Agra.
No, that is a lie, Your Majesty. I merely escorted him to the country. The goods are mine. After we reached Agra, this man started threatening me, saying either I pay him or he would complain to you about me cheating him.
All right, enough. Shamsher Singh, if you claim the goods to be yours, then you can describe them to us. Can you not? If Dilawar is speaking the truth, then I don't think you can describe the goods.
Yes, Your Majesty.
No, Your Majesty.
What is this? Why won't you let this man describe the goods to me?
Your Majesty, during the journey to India, he expressed a lot of interest in the goods I was carrying, and I showed him all the stuff. So of course he would be able to describe all the goods to you.
No, Your Majesty. It was the other way around. He was the one who showed a lot of interest in my goods, and I showed them to him.
Your Majesty, this man is lying. You could even ask my servant who came along with us. He won't lie for me in front of you.
No, Your Majesty. His servant will also lie. I am sure he has bribed his servant too. Your Majesty, I don't have any proof against this man, but I am speaking the truth. Now only you can help me out.
Birbal, I think only you could solve this problem now and help identify the real culprit.
Your Majesty, I can definitely identify the real culprit.
So, go on and do so. Let's resolve this matter right away.
Your Majesty, I need a little time though. I think I shall be able to tell you who the culprit is in a day or two.
All right, Birbal. If you feel you need that much time, then I guess we wait. In the meanwhile, Shamsher Singh, you can stay as our guest, but mind you, if you are the guilty one, then you shall be our guest for a long, long time in our prison.
I understand, Your Majesty.
As for you, you better be speaking the truth. Don't go out of the city until this matter is resolved.
Certainly, Your Majesty. I don't have anything to fear, as I have spoken only the truth.
Birbal, I wish you all the luck in finding the liar among these two.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm sure I shall have the answer for you in a day or two.
Where is Birbal? Hasn't he arrived yet?
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Birbal, where were you? And what have you done about Shamsher Singh? Have you been able to identify the truth?
Yes, Your Majesty. I know the truth now. I can prove who the liar is.
Oh, you can. Excellent. Tell us, who is the liar?
Your Majesty, Dilawar is the liar and the cheat, and Shamsher Singh is speaking the truth.
Dilawar? Oh, I thought he was speaking the truth as he's a merchant from Agra and has a shop here. Why would he need to cheat somebody? But how can you be so sure? How did you find out?
Your Majesty, yesterday evening, Mansingh and I went to Dilawar's shop and spotting his servant leaving the shop, followed him to a dhaba.
Welcome. What shall you like to eat? You seem to have travelled from far. Is this your first trip to Agra?
Yes, I'm a merchant from Jaipur. Actually, we've come looking for some Persian goods to sell back home. There is a good demand for them in Jaipur. Would you know of any place where we could get them?
Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry, but I heard you are looking for some Persian goods.
Yes, I am. Do you know of any place I can buy these goods from?
My name is Sukhiram, sir. I work with a very good trader. His name is Dilawar. In fact, he has just returned from Persia with some very good Persian materials.
I'm so lucky to have met you. Can we go to see the materials now?
Of course we can. Please come with me. Sir, if you could wait here a minute, I shall see if my master is free and then call you inside.
Sure. Please hurry up.
Master, I met a merchant from Jaipur at the dhaba. He wants to buy Persian goods.
Oh, good. Very good. Where is he?
They are waiting outside. Shall I call them in?
Of course. Hurry. Welcome.
We were told you have some Persian goods to sell.
Oh, yes. In fact, I have just returned from Persia with some very good stuff.
Then can we have a look at it, please?
Certainly. Please get all the material.
Well, how much do you want for all this material?
Well, you want all of it? In that case, I can give all of it to you for 1,000 gold mohurs.
My friend and I, we both feel the materials are not of the best quality. We've seen better. So we can only pay you half the price. 500 gold coins.
Half price? Not of the best quality?
In fact, my friend just noticed some defects in the materials too. So we shall now only pay you 300 gold coins for it. Take it or leave it.
Okay, alright. You can have it.
Fine, it's settled then. We shall come back tomorrow morning with the money and collect all this material.
I don't understand, Birbal. So how did you know that Dilawar is the liar?
Your Majesty, no merchant shall so quickly and eagerly accept the faults of his goods, nor would he so drastically reduce the price of his goods. I knew immediately that the goods were not Dilawar's, and hence he was willing to settle for whatever price he could get for them.
You are right.
Once I knew for a fact that Dilawar is lying, we cornered the servant and threatened him with dire consequences if he lied. He then spilled his guts and is willing to testify here too about Dilawar's cheating.
Please send for both Shamsher Singh and Dilawar. You should be ashamed of yourself for cheating an honest man who tried to help you out. I sentence you to 1 year in prison, and you shall also pay 500 gold coins to Shamsher Singh as compensation for the anguish you have caused. Guards, take this man away from my sight.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank Birbal. He is the one who found out the truth about Dilawar in his own inimitable style.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Yes? Who are you? And what is the problem?
Your Majesty, my name is Gopal Chand. I make and sell butter in the marketplace. About a month back, I lent some money to Chandumal, and now not only he refuses to pay it back, but denies he ever borrowed it.
Well, Chandumal, what do you have to say?
He's lying, Your Majesty. I never borrowed any money from him. He's just trying to tarnish my image and reputation to hurt my business.
Well, Birbal, do you want to look into this matter?
Yes, Your Majesty. Gopal Chand, now tell me exactly what happened.
Sir, one evening more than a month back, as I was about to close my shop for the day, Chandumal came to see me at my shop.
Good evening, Gopal Chand. How have you been doing?
Good evening, Chandumal. This is a pleasant surprise. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Gopal Chand, but I've come to ask you for a favor.
Of course. Tell me, what can I do for you?
Well, I need to buy some butter to prepare ghee, and I'm running short of some money. I was hoping you could lend me 100 gold coins, and I would pay you back in a month's time.
Sure. After all, if I needed help, I know I could count on you too. Here you are, Chandumal. 100 gold coins as you asked.
Thank you, Gopal Chand. You are a true friend.
And yesterday, when I went to ask him for the money, he not only refused to pay it, but also completely denied having ever borrowed it.
Now tell me your part of the story, Chandumal.
Sir, I used to consider Gopal Chand a good friend, and Gopal Chand would drop by my shop often.
Hello, Chandumal. How are you? And how is business going?
Hello, friend. How are you? Business is good by the grace of God. How is your business doing?
It's going just fine. Couldn't be better.
And then yesterday, out of the blue, he came to my shop and asked me to pay up 100 gold coins. I supposedly borrowed from him a month ago. He's lying, Your Majesty. I never borrowed any money from him. He wants to tarnish my reputation to damage my business.
Do you have anyone who will stand witness to you having lent Chandumal the money, Gopal Chand?
I'm afraid not, sir. You see, when he borrowed the money, it was late in the evening and there was no one around.
Your Majesty, I will need a little time. It is obvious that one of them is lying. And we need to find out who that is.
All right, Birbal. You take your time. I'll leave this matter to you.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Sevak Ram,
Yes, sir.
Sevak Ram, I want you to go to the marketplace and find out more about both the butter traders, Chandumal and Gopal Chand.
As you wish, sir. Sir, it seems that though Gopal Chand and Chandumal are both competitors, people in the marketplace are more wary of dealing with Chandumal, whereas everyone is of the opinion that Gopal Chand is a very honest man.
Good, Sevak Ram. Now I need you to do something else. Go to the marketplace posing as a seller of butter and sell a pot each to both the traders. I have also put a gold coin in each of the pots. You will stay at a guest house in the marketplace for tonight and come back tomorrow and tell me which one of the traders returns the gold coin back.
As you wish, sir.
Well, Birbal, I believe you have figured out who the culprit is.
I certainly have, Your Majesty. It is Chandumal who is the liar.
Do let us know how you arrived at this conclusion, Birbal.
Your Majesty, and when Sevak Ram told me that it was Gopal Chand who returned the gold coin back, I had no doubt but to believe that it was Chandumal who has been lying.
Please forgive me, Your Majesty.
First you cheat the very friend who helps you in your need, and then you ask for forgiveness? You shall pay Gopal Chand the 100 gold coins that you owe, and another 100 gold coins for the anguish you have caused him.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
You must thank Birbal, who has made sure justice was done. Bravo, Birbal. Bravo.
Thank you, Raja Birbal. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Majesty. One should always do a bit of charity, especially to holy men, priests, and men of God. Of course, Your Majesty, we should keep the priests, sadhus, and saints happy, as they're the ones who help us get what we want from God.
I never fail to feed the priests and sadhus and also donate a lot of clothes, grains, and money to them. I also visit all the holy temples and saints' memorials regularly. I even spent a lot of money for the upkeep of these memorials. After all, the saints and priests are the ones who are closest to God and can help reach our prayers to Him. Birbal, don't you agree with us? Why are you so quiet?
I am sorry, Your Majesty. I don't agree with you.
can you not agree in this matter? After all, the whole world looks up to priests and sadhus and throng the saints' memorials. So many thousands get their prayers answered in these places.
Yes, Your Majesty, there is a limit how far should one go just to be a little different. I mean, hundreds of thousands of people the world over visit saints' memorials with prayers in their hearts and get their wishes fulfilled. It is all because of the saints and the enlightened people that these miracles happen.
Yes, absolutely true.
Your Majesty, I think it is because of a person's faith that these miracles happen and not because of the holy men.
Faith? How can just faith be more powerful than the holy men?
Yes, Your Majesty, faith alone is not strong enough to grant us our wishes.
Birbal, you are being very illogical. Faith cannot be more powerful than the holy men.
Your Majesty, I firmly believe it is the faith people have in holy people, saints and places which is actually faith in the Supreme Being that grants them the wishes and not the holy place itself or the holy people.
All right, Birbal, that is enough. I don't want to hear any more of this blasphemous talk. You shall have to prove what you have said to me, or else you will publicly apologize to everyone here for your blasphemous talks.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty, for having upset you. Please believe me when I say I didn't mean any disrespect to any of the saints or holy men. I shall definitely prove to you that it is faith which is the strongest, but I shall need about 2 months to do so.
2 months? Well, all right. You can have your 2 months. But I don't think you can prove yourself right even if you try for 2 or 20 or even 200 years. So do be ready to accept defeat this time, Birbal.
Thank you, Your Majesty, for bearing with me. I apologize once again for having upset you. Sevakram,
Yes, sir.
Sevakram, I want you to find some people who shall build a temple for me on the banks of the Yamuna River.
A temple, sir?
Yes, a temple. Tell the people working on the temple to do a very good job. It need not be a big one. A small one will do. But it should look good and should be ready in a month.
A month, sir? We shall need more people to do it. And which deity do you wish to install in this temple, sir?
Employ as many people as needed. As I said, it need not be a big one, but it should be ready in a month's time. As for the deity...
I hope the temple meets your expectations, sir.
It's perfect. You've done a good job. Thank you. Now we need to put some good things about the temple in people's mind. I want you to start gossiping about this temple and its powers. Appoint a priest for this temple and tell him very strictly that the deity of this temple is not to be seen by anyone. The door to the deity's room shall always be kept closed. In fact, to create an aura for this place, let's call it the Temple of the Locked Deity.
Temple of the Locked Deity. Sir, it is perfect. The name itself will create a lot of curiosity and an aura around the temple.
Yes, yes. I want you to talk about this temple to anybody and everybody. Make up stories of miracles that have occurred here. Tell people about the powers of praying at this temple. How all wishes are granted if one prays here. I'm sure the reputation of this temple shall spread far and wide.
As you wish, sir. I shall begin right away. I know the biggest gossip mongers in the market. I shall need to put this in their ears and they will spread it to everybody in no time at all.
Perfect. So get on with it. Hurry.
The news of the Temple of the Locked Deity and its powers spread like wildfire. People started visiting the temple in increasing numbers.
Your Majesty, have you visited the temple of the locked deity?
Temple of the Locked Deity? No, I haven't heard about it.
Your Majesty, hundreds and thousands of people have visited the temple and have got their wishes granted. The deity is very powerful, and if one prays in the temple, he gets whatever he asks for.
Really? Then I must visit this temple. There's a battle waging on our western front, and I want to ask God for victory of our forces. Birbal, have you heard about this temple? Is what they say true?
Yes, Your Majesty. I have heard about this temple. Though I haven't been there myself yet, I did hear about several miracles happening at the temple though.
You sound skeptical, Birbal. You still have to prove to us that faith is the strongest. Or have you forgotten? In fact, why don't you come with us to this temple? Maybe we can prove it to you that faith is not the strongest.
Certainly, Your Majesty, I shall be delighted to come along with you.
All right, let's visit this temple tomorrow itself. There you are, Birbal, right in front of you. The power of the place. It has attracted so many followers and worshippers.
Well, yes, Your Majesty, it certainly looks like it.
Yes, I just hope and pray my wish for the victory is granted by the locked deity of this temple.
Your Majesty, I bring good news. Our forces have defeated the armies in the west, and the king has surrendered.
There you are, Birbal. The power of this place. My wish hardly left my lips, and it has been fulfilled. What more proof do you need?
Well, Your Majesty, I still think it is the faith in this place rather than the place itself which is responsible for all the miracles and the wishes coming true.
Birbal, how can you be so adamant? Even after witnessing the most genuine proof of the power of this place, I shall not hear another word from you. I want you to never show me your face again. I'm very disappointed with you.
O locked deity of this temple, please put mercy in the emperor's heart so he forgives me.
So there. Now you're using the power of this place to ask for your heart's desire. Admit defeat now, Birbal.
I shall, Your Majesty, if you'll bear with me for just some time. Sukhdev Singh Ji, if you don't mind, please enter the temple and open the door to the deity's room and then carry the deity back to us. Don't worry, Your Majesty, it won't be sacrilege. You shall see yourself in a minute. I know because it was I who built this temple.
You? You? I don't understand, Birbal.
I shall explain everything in a moment, Your Majesty. Sukhdev Singh Ji, if you would please bring the deity back.
That's my favorite vase, the one the Chinese traveler gifted me. It's been missing for so many days from my bedside table.
Yes, Your Majesty, I apologize. I had to borrow it for a few days. I shall now explain all to you. So I guess I need not give you further proof of the power of faith, Your Majesty.
Very well done, Birbal. Bravo. You were absolutely right, as usual, Birbal. Faith is the strongest emotion. It is more powerful than any place or being. But now, what about the temple of the locked deity? What's to become of it now?
Why not turn it into a free lodging facility for pilgrims and tourists visiting our city?
Excellent idea, Birbal. Bravo. Bravo, Birbal. Bravo.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you.
Your Majesty,
Yes?
I apologize for disturbing you now, Your Majesty, but I need to speak with you about something.
Well, tell me, what is it?
Your Majesty, it's about my niece. Her parents were killed by a dacoit a few months back.
That's very sad. Go on.
She insists the dacoit is living in the guise of a sadhu. She's just 10, Your Majesty, but I think she may be speaking the truth.
Well, it is now time for me to go to bed. But bring her to the court tomorrow morning, and I will look into this matter.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I apologize once again for disturbing you.
Birbal, Sukhdev Singh Ji. Last night, one of our trusted and loyal palace guards approached me with a problem.
Your Majesty, please do let us know how we can be of help and what seems to be the problem.
Sukhdev Singh Ji, I had entrusted you with the job of apprehending all the dacoits from around our capital and its surrounding areas. The guard told me about a dacoit killing his brother a few months back. Tell me, have you been able to apprehend all the dacoits?
Your Majesty, we were able to apprehend most of the dacoits, but we were unable to trap just one dacoit. We have been looking for him and think that he has been in hiding. I am confident, though, that we shall apprehend him soon. In fact, there hasn't been an incident in the last 3 months.
You mean to say there is a dacoit on the loose? But,
Your Majesty, do share your thoughts. Maybe we could help.
the guard was telling me about his niece recognizing a dacoit, but he is living in the guise of a blind sadhu. How do we believe a small girl? At the same time, a lot of people seem to believe in the powers of the sadhu.
Your Majesty, a person who knows a few magician's tricks can deceive the innocent and gullible people into believing them to be miracles. We can find out the truth if we know a little more about this matter. Why not have the guard and his niece tell us their story?
Yes, that's what I thought too. Guard, escort Dilawar Singh and his niece inside.
Greetings, Your Majesty.
Yes. Now tell us the whole story.
Your Majesty, about 3 months ago, a dacoit stormed into my brother's house and killed both my brother and his wife. This little girl is their daughter. She was the only witness to the killing. Ever since the incident, she's been in a state of shock and hasn't spoken a word.
Then what happened?
A few weeks ago, I heard about this blind sadhu who's been living in the woods. He's supposed to have divine healing powers. A lot of people have been visiting him and finding solace. I thought if he's a true miracle worker, maybe he could get back my niece's voice. So I took her to see the blind sadhu. And as soon as we approached the sadhu, my niece suddenly started screaming.
Killer, killer! You killed my mother and father! Killer, killer, you are a killer!
What is this girl saying? Shut her up!
It is a miracle. She hasn't uttered a word for months after her parents were killed. With Sadhu Maharaj's blessings, she's just found her voice again.
No, no, he's a killer! I will never forget that face. He's not a sadhu. He's a killer.
You better shut her up. She is insulting our esteemed Sadhu Maharaj, the one who gave her her voice back.
No, let her be. She is a young child in a state of shock.
You should not say such things about the Sadhu Maharaj. After all, he helped get your voice back.
He's not a sadhu. He's a killer.
You better take her away, otherwise I shall take her power of speech back again.
Forgive her, Sadhu Maharaj. She doesn't know what she is saying. Come, let's go from here before you lose your voice again. Your Majesty, I took her home, but she has been insistent that she knows that face and that she is telling the truth. I believe her too by now, Your Majesty, but we have no proof.
But how do we find the proof that the blind sadhu is a fake?
Your Majesty, I think we can easily find out if the man is a fake or a genuine sadhu. May I have a word with you?
All right. Tomorrow I shall go and see this sadhu for myself. Greetings, Sadhu Maharaj.
Welcome, child.
I've heard so much about your miracles and powers that I had to come and see you.
Oh, it's all about faith. Have faith in the power of the Creator and anything is possible.
You are a modest man, Sadhu Maharaj. I have come with a few offerings to seek your blessings, Maharaj.
My blessings are with you.
Oh, so here you are, you cheat! Murderer! I shall chop your head off right now, you murderer!
So you are blind, eh? Guards, arrest this fake man of God. You have orphaned this innocent child and have been playing with people's emotions and faith. For this, you shall be sentenced to death. Take this man away. You have been brave and spoken the truth without any fear, my dear child. For this, you shall be rewarded.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank Birbal. It is only due to him that we were able to expose this fake sadhu.
Oh, it was very simple, Your Majesty. Anyone would react instinctively and defend himself if in danger. Unless one is truly blind, which he isn't. Hence, he got caught.
Thank you, Raja Birbal.
Please check it if the seal has been broken.
Thank you very much, Qazi Sahib, for looking after my money. The seal is intact. I thank you once again.